Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Gentlemen, cover your nuts. Yeah, um, and that title was from In Search of Good Pussy by Don Spears. Once again, the book is in the description box, the link to it, and support this brother. Support this. This is the real. He was the start. He's probably the start. I mean, outside of a pimp, you don't really get books from like true players. And when I say players, not dudes into that pimp game, but just womanizing ladies, men like that who really know what's going on. So definitely check it out. But gentlemen, cover your nuts. Let me read what this brother has said, right? He said, just about everybody out there wants them, but not for the reasons you might think. If you are a black man and a real man, you may be viewed as a threat to white men and to your black sisters as well. History has taught us about the white male, but why our own black women? The answer is obvious. Black men may upset the apple cart. White men are still at the top of the social, political, and economic chain, but liberated black women who are anxious to get ahead realize that strong black males may be the only obstacle coming between them and their goals. Knocking you down may be all she has to do to get her own good pussy. Black males, too, who are weak, share sentiments as well, because they do not want any problems from you either. Black faces are fine, but not black faces that may rock the boat. Some women, including black women who are in positions of authority, sometimes feel insecure and intimidated when there are independent thinking black men under their supervision. In fact, some black women are in management, co-workers, and as well actually hate black men. Dude, that shit was written in 1991, right? If you look at a lot of stuff now, if you look at a lot of it, and this is no disrespect to any of the white males listening, the Asian males, the Hispanic male. But this is really a dynamic because this is something I've faced personally. I've been on jobs where, you know, even though I'll get along with all the whites on the job. I'll be cool. They ain't intimidated because usually if I was working around any white males, they were real men and not no punk asses. So they weren't. I was chilling with them, or any race of men, and with the white women and some sisters. I'm not gonna throw sisters under the bus, but whenever I've had trouble on a job, it's always been that one sister who would give me hell. I can think of some instances, and one of the things when I read this book, I started to understand stuff more and more. And if you really think about overall social media and stuff like that, peep, peep, and this is some real shit. I don't give a shit what any women say. Is not up for debate because I'm not going to debate shit I personally experienced and other men have experienced. A lot of women want to come after you. It's almost like they hate you. Like if you like if you like a strong thinking man, it's almost like they can't wait to tear you down. That's some women. Of course, there's some supportive sisters. Uh, Hey, y'all got my love and support. Y'all got our love and support. But y'all know some of y'all sisters. Y'all know some of y'all right thinking sisters. Y'all grown women. Y'all know there's some sisters out there who, quite frankly, want to come after a brother, especially if he's strong minded. They will argue with them over anything, even if they don't have a point. You know, they will argue with them. I mean, they can get into debates with the brother, lose the debate, and then afterwards come by and try to change the rules of it and just try to say, well, that didn't really happen. Or dude cheated. Stuff like that. And I've seen it so many times, it's scary. It is scary. And it's always that same type. There's a certain type of woman. And one day I'm gonna hit y'all with a video. It's shit. Mug's going to be like camping out in front of my place trying to find out information about me after I hit this one video because it's deep to the point. Reason I don't really put out this one bit of information is one perspective is um, some of this behavior represents a mental illness, and I don't like fucking with mentally ill folk. And I put it like that, but it's some deep shit that I'll get into one day. But for the time being, you have a certain segment of the black female population, a certain segment. It's not a large one, but they allow one. Who, if a black man, if a black man who stands up, strong-minded, independent, he could stand up on a sunny day and say the sun is out and the sky is blue, not a cloud in the sky. Anybody right thinking could look up and say it, but that woman's going to argue with him. That's the nature of it. That's why I say there's some mental illness involved. And then, like, for personal reasons, I don't like fucking with people mentally like that. So, but it's that deep. It's that deep. You know, some of this I talked about on my private site. You know, I talked about the Diana complex. That's where women literally have penis envy. But there's other factors there too. There's other fact jealousy, hatred. You know, the women might not feel they can get you. They might be intimidated. They're competing with you, and they realize, hey, this brother he'll blow me away. You know, they competing with a man. They in competition with a man, and um, not in cooperation. And notice I didn't say submission. I just said simple cooperation. You know, they don't want to work with a brother. You know, there's many women out there who, by nature, will resist male leadership in any form, even if it's in their own best interest. That's when you know it's jacked up. You know, you got men out there who are stand up men, will provide, they will protect, they'll go out and work two jobs, and their wives will still, you know, fight them on everything. And I've seen that. I've seen that. And seen that too many times. But understand, just on a deep level, in fact, a lot of this stuff on social media is really just that conflict. You know, it's like if a man, like this whole thing with the classic men, that's part of that thing. Because they'll try to say this man is weak or try to break him down. And it's like, well, wait a minute, hold up. First of all, the man is probably making more money than you. It probably has a better education than you and all of that. But they realize that small segment. And I know some people think it's a large segment, but it really isn't. It's just that that segment just happens to be loud. And they got a lot of co-signers. But if you eliminate that sector through any means, legal or illegal, you'll find a different thing with the rest of the masses. That's just how that's just how things are. But think about it. I want all the fellas to think about this. Think about it. A lot of times, you know what? You've worked. You're a black man. You've worked. You did everything you were supposed to do. You got your education. You worked on your business. And you'll have general support from most people, to be honest. You know, you'll have the respect of men of other races. You know, they have the respect of other men. But then you're gonna get those women who gonna come after you, especially if you want a job with them, because you know just your presence is fucking with them. And also, look, that's a situation. Even in situations where you know you get some guys attacking a strong man. You know, he's just doing that. You know, he doing his thing, and they trying to break him down. Usually, he's on some simp shit, trying to impress the women. And of course, you know, the women, you know, they'll go for that. They'll go for that support for the man, from some weak man. You know, because it pumps up the ego. I mean, they don't get no pussy behind it or anything, but you know, it is what it is. So that chapter was powerful. That chapter was powerful because, like I said, despite the title of the book, And what I said in the last video when I did the review, the book was bigger. It wasn't even really about getting women. In fact, if you really read through it, it doesn't tell you shit about how to get a woman. It really doesn't. It's just pure commentary, you know. And it's just talking about some things because, like I said, back in '91, the whole field was dominated by women, talking about stuff from a woman's perspective. At best, all we had was Shahrazad Ali. At best, and yeah, I mean, and even then, she had a lot of women and men attack her, but yet her stuff is still going. But this brother, hey, he broke it down, and like I said, when I read that chapter, then I started understanding some shit that I faced numerous times myself, and I'm like, damn, okay, I'm understanding it now. I'm seeing it now. You know, women want those balls. They want what you got. But since they can't have it, they're gonna break your ass down. And then the funny thing is, if you attack somebody enough, even the strongest person, their back will break, and then they'll say, "Yeah, I knew he was weak all along." See that game played? But anyway, wanted to share that with you. Come back with something else that when I read this one excerpt, I was just like, I had to get up, walk around, talk to myself a little bit. That shit was on some deep ass shit. So anyway, I'll get back with y'all later. Peace.